Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I don't know what happened to our jazzy little soundtrack. Maybe you guys can hear it and I just can't. I don't know. But I hope you're hearing it in your hearts. Today is January 17th, and the AUM for elephant is 427.906 million. The treasury is at 55.5 million. The trunk supply is at 108.6 million. And we are staked at 55.04 million. Ed, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Josie?
I'm doing well. How's the weather there?
Nice. I didn't hear the music either, so I was singing in my head.
Okay, good.
Better than me singing out loud. Weather's a little gloomy today. It was nice for a bit yesterday, which is good because we had our state fair going on. So went and did that yesterday. So today it's just kind of okay, just cloudy, but no crazy sunshine. But it's all good. No complaining down here for me. It's all happy days.
Definitely better than the ice and snow.
I hope it's good where you are in New York, right?
I think it's like 14 degrees or something like that, or that's the real feel.
Oh.
So, yeah, you have a little bit better than we do right now.
Yeah, it says it's 66, so yeah, I'm good. Hope everybody's been having a good week so far. Welcome to another Twitter Spaces. And I see, actually, waiting for a few more people to join. We only got about 25 people. So hopefully some people will join, but even if not, that's the good thing about recording Twitter Spaces. You play it back later for your new members when you each one teach one and tell them what we're all about. And your quote for the day. I know today is Wednesday, and I kind of don't even think about it as Wednesday anymore. I think you should think of it as win this day. And you should do that every day, but especially on a Wednesday when it's the middle of the week. Win the day. If you win the day, then you start again tomorrow. Whether you win the day by your personal life or you win the day, by doing what you do in Elephant. If you liked somebody's comment on Twitter, or maybe you liked one of their videos, you already won the day. Did you subscribe to one of our content creators? Did you put Elephant in your name? Did you just put a positive post about Elephant in our marketing chat? Then you won the day. So just little things that are so easily can be done any day, but especially on a Wednesday. I am not sure. Let's see. Is BT on here yet? No, not yet. Okay. I'm not sure if he's coming on or not. I asked last minute to say, hey, who's going to join me today in the Twitter Spaces, but I know everybody's been kind of busy. If you guys want to jump in, feel free. I'm not going to say a lot today as far as on my side of it. Just like I said, just try to win the day, whether it's posting or keeping yourself safe is another way to win the day. Changing your settings, keep checking your account, make sure nobody clones you in the main chat. If so, follow me and do what I do by just tagging me, and I will go change it and make sure they get kicked the butt out. Other than that, your financial cooperative right here in Elephant Money. I know BT is still working on some changes for one of our contracts with futures. And I know the marketplace has been stepping up, man. That's been pretty active. I think somebody actually just put a black NFT on the marketplace. I don't know if it got bought up already or not, but I know it was put on there maybe in the past 30 minutes. So if you wanted one, now's your chance to get one at a little bit of a discount. And remember, when you're minting those new NFTs, 100% goes to Bertha. And that is still the ultimate goal right now. If you have just gotten into Elephant or you've been in since day one, the ultimate goal is to get Bertha as big as she's going to be and cause that extra flipping to happen when she controls so much that no matter what a human does, it'll barely move the needle. And that's what we're all looking forward to. And it's going to be a little bit more. That's okay. We're here to enjoy, educate, learn about everything we can do to help our new users that are coming into the ecosystem. And you know what? I think I'm done spieling out there. Say hi to Money Man. I see you're listening. Thank you for the visit last week. Awesome to hang out with you and your wife. And can't wait to have you back down here when it's a little bit warmer. If you guys are ever going to come down here, man, let me know. Just give me a little heads up. I live Southeast Florida, so if you're ever down this way, maybe we can hang out and meet up. And it's always good meeting members of the herd anytime I can. So I've met I think I've met three or four people so far. Obviously, I met BT and I met Money Man. I met one other guy down in Boca. I can't even remember his name. And then I think I met Crypto Flyer, who was here. And I think that's about it so far. Crypto Flyer is a pilot, private jet pilot. He's like, listen, because he lives up north, like northwest, and he's saying, I have to get down here to Miami again because the weather is so bad here. It's just snow, snow, snow. So hopefully he'll make it back down and we'll get to hang out. Let's see who's been on here. All Things ETH, I see. Hello, welcome. Crypto TN, welcome. Any of you guys want to jump on, man, just hit the request and Josie will let you in. I don't have too much to say. Native is on. Native, always waiting for you. There you are. Let me add you as a speaker. Always good when somebody helps me because, you guys don't want to listen to me give you the same spiel every single week. I know that. So when somebody else ever wants to jump on, it's always good. What's up, Native?
What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Man, it's good time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, man. Opportunity everywhere. Everybody's taking it, I see. That black unlimited just popped up and got snatched right up. That was, shout out to whoever snatched that, man. That's perfect. How's everybody feeling? How you feeling, Ed? Josie?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Glad that thing got snatched up. We're going to see them at our first elephant meetup.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
And that's about it, man. I'm just, I'm ready for the next chapter of what we're doing in 2024 in our book here of elephants. I have my state fair here, and I'm going back 2 more times, but I purposely could not wait to get there to see what prizes they had. And a couple of the games do have stuffed animal elephants. So, that's my goal, just to walk out of there with an elephant. So I'm going to be pretty happy. You guys will get that photo when it happens too.
I'm sure you're gonna do it. And then can he get a cameo on one of your videos, your weekly drink videos that you did? That was really cool.
Yeah, I did like 12 of them. I think the first one I did was scheduled to be posted in a few weeks because it was like I think it was set for the week before February, and then we got like a bunch of others, and I tried to, and before the video I tried to do a little quick clip saying elephants, here's your next video, or drinks, blah 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 blah, and just trying to change things up to where it's not always about crypto with our community, and just be about who we actually are as a person too. So yeah, I definitely see if I won't be able to make the videos because they've already been made, but I can put them in one of my other videos that I make usually every few days or so. But he'll make an appearance.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought that was cool, man, because it actually was something that was in the back of my mind. I was like, he always knows like the best like bourbons and everything. I'm like, man, I wish I knew what he knew about this because it's a connoisseurship that you have, and a lot of us share that, So it's really cool that you're sharing that.
Yeah, it's a goal that we started. We're on episode 73. I just posted yesterday, but we're doing 2 non-alcoholic ones because it's dry January, they call it. So we're actually, what the whole goal was when you go to a bar and you have a drink and the bartender makes it really good, you like, hey, what did you put in this? And he says it was this, this, and this. You go home and make it, and it doesn't taste the same at all. So we teach you how to be like a better bartender in your own house and make it taste just as good as you're out and about, so you can press yourself and your friends. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm trying to incorporate it with elephant as much as I can.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, especially with the dry drinks too, because I do cleansing and stuff on a regular basis, so it'd be cool to have like some options of some really cool tasting drinks that are non-alcoholic as well.
Yeah, okay, I'll add that to my page then. I'll add it to my YouTube page, those ones I just posted.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah. All things, how are you feeling, all things? I see everybody's jumping in here today. Okay.
Yeah, I approved him now. He should be able to chat. Or is he connect? It does take a sec to connect when I hit add to speak.
Yeah, it does. As a matter of fact, that reminds me, I need to put the phone on Do Not Disturb. That's the easiest way to stop hearing everybody and all of that.
All Things ETH, you can try now. I think I put you in there to see if you can connect. I think it might be having a little trouble with his. It's just spinning on my end. So what's been going on with you and your strategy as the New Year's kicked in, Native?
So, as we all know, like we're gearing up. This is like the wheels. I always envision like the wheels of a train starting to like, and we can all feel the momentum moving in so many different ways. Not just in our ecosystem, but abroad, like outside of our ecosystem. There's a lot of innovation happening. There's a lot of really great plays. There's a lot of really, really scary waters to jump into too. So everybody be careful out there. You have grade A scammers now all around. So just remember your OPSEC. I know maybe a month or so I might have mentioned simple tools like Wallet Guard. There are even tools out there where you can kind of like input a contract address and whatnot, and it'll, from an AI standpoint or just a simple code that just kind of breaks it down so that you can kind of check to see what kind of contract you're getting into with a glance, just with some of these types of tools. So that way, like, even before you put a toe in, you know what you're getting into. So, yeah, those types of things are out there. I can go into more detail, but we'll stay focused on what your question was for right now. And for me, um, I'm just out there doing what I do best, man, and just finding great communities and rubbing elbows, making relationships, getting in some opportunities, making some gains, bringing those gains back. I've got dry powder, and I'm just taking opportunities inside of Elephant, getting NFTs, man, stacking up on NFTs, man, and that's what I've been doing. Because the way that I see it is the more NFTs you get, especially once you get to a certain threshold where you can kind of calculate that you're making a preferred amount for your individual taste per week, per month, whatever, right? In terms of passive elephant flow coming from those NFTs, you're essentially just, creating an elephant DCA machine. And you know, it's just constantly, averaging into elephant for you. So once we go parabolic, I mean, you can imagine that at that point, you don't have to be worried about, let's just say this. There was a time when we went through the parabolic and my numbers were so ridiculous that I was like, all I could think was like, I don't even want to like move anything because that tax is like I can't even think about that tax, like So this is a way to where like if you want to be able to kind of take some profit, move it somewhere else in the ecosystem or whatever, and put that to work. There's a strategy inside of that as well if you think about it that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it does. And you have always been like, if anybody that I've talked to has been all for NFTs, it's definitely been you. You've been nonstop. Just get NFTs. Just get NFTs. So I know you definitely love those things, especially as we're going through the next rounds, and I know you're going to love them even more. But man, those things have been flying off the shelf, and I think people have been listening to you when you say, "Hey, just make sure you get the NFTs."
Yeah, man. Like I've been very specific, without trying to cross that threshold, that line where it's like, you're telling people what to do or whatnot. But I've just been very specific because the numbers make sense if you just step back a little bit and just see what having X amount of NFTs can do, right? So I always talk about, just make a goal. Like maybe your goal should be get 100 NFTs or 100 plus NFTs. There's a reason why I'm saying 100 plus NFTs, and those who have been able to acquire that or more, they can definitely attest to it and see exactly why. Because again, I mean, you're building a machine right now with all of the different contracts inside the ecosystem, and that machine is going to work for you for years to come. And so now's the time to build that machine and get it situated so that you can have that lay down cash flow.
Yeah, and when you buy, I mean, I know you want to grab you whether you grab them off the marketplace or not. Bertha's still getting something, but when you buy them new, 100%, man, it's just going straight to her, and that's just helping your bag as well. And I don't know how many people are out there actually realize how good it actually helps Bertha when you buy those NFTs, but it is definitely something you need to, think about, focus on. If you have a certain amount of money sitting there and you want to try to decide what to do with it. I mean, I'm starting to lean more and more towards NFTs than I was anything else. I mean, I have a decent bag of elephant, but I feel like I don't have enough NFTs.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, I've still got couple of bags of elephant. And some of those are just like no touch, long term, and just kind of sitting there, right? And then eventually I'll just kind of compound that with the divs, and that'll be no touch or whatnot. But then there's other positions where they're more for like a operational cash flow type of thing, right? So yeah, I mean, definitely, get you a decent size. Obviously everybody suggests, 100 billion at this point, just to have as a long term trajectory, and just that's that no touch. So you just get that as a bare minimum type of thing. And then the NFTs, you just try to scoop as many as possible, and just stay, try to keep up with the threshold of, because obviously they're unlimited, right? So as people continue to mint new ones, or even purchase other people's that they're listing, um, your objective once you get to a certain place is to make sure that you're not diluted in terms of your elephant flow that's coming from your NFTs. You know.
And you got to look at B&B as well. I mean, B&B over the past month has been probably like 20%, maybe 30% up. So we're all expecting that B&B rise, and that's just going to add to what you have going on with those NFTs as the next rounds kick in, especially as the second one starts to get into the second half of the round, and people are looking at it going, whoa, 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 B&B's going up. I grab this now. Next round, that doubles. Or whatever you DCA'd with the round from round one too. It's just got to also look at how B&B is performing with that too. If it goes down, you have a better shot. But also when it goes up, you're realizing how much more you're going to make when that round 3 kicks in.
Yeah, 100%. And then on top of that, like you just mentioned, knowing that we have encoded, for us to have the double up every single round, that also, once you put that into your planning, it takes a certain amount of the speculative, aspect out of it, because obviously as much as you can make things as least speculative as possible, you can have more control over the desired outcome.
Yeah, I understand. All things E. You there, man? Are you able to jump in?
Yeah. Sorry about that earlier. I couldn't hear, and a bunch of others couldn't on the Telegram, so I thought I'd jump in to see if anybody was working on here. But I refreshed my X and was able to jump in. So speaking of NFTs, I just bought 4, and I'm looking forward to grabbing a couple, probably 4 more at the end of the week as well. And so shout out to Native and all of you who are gobbling up NFTs right now. I think it's a great play to own more, elephant assets, and gosh, some bright future ahead, right?
Yeah. Crazy.
Awesome. Yeah, so looking forward to getting 4 more later this week. I got some ETH unlocking from another DeFi contract that I put it in about a year ago. Had to wait a year to unlock it. Only made about, 5% on that deal, so wasn't worth it, probably even for the gas fees on ETH, but looking forward to rolling that into some more elephant assets later this week.
Yeah, definitely, man. They're please come back to ETH. Please. So you can see institutional people continuing to love ETH. People who entities that don't necessarily need to be deep into DeFi, and all of the different aspects that come into making multiple transactions and having to worry about that. Something similar to like mempools on BTC, as and prepare yourself. Heard, I'm going to go ahead and go a little outside of elephant here, if I may, just so that we have perspective and we all kind of know what the waters feel like, right? So obviously with BTC, we have a phenomenon being built out right now of DeFi on BTC right now. So obviously that is huge, and that is something that you just probably need to be aware of, and you need to be comfortable with knowing how to deal with what's being built out on there. And one of the first places that you want to start is looking into some of the wallets, one of the main wallets being Unisat. And get yourself comfortable with that. And ME, which is Magic Eden, which is a marketplace, um, multi-chain marketplace, and understanding, like, what are these different trusted and booming projects that are in that arena, right? Like Stacks and the bitmaps and all these different things. Get yourself familiar with what's going on BTC, because uh, you know we're in a position to be early on a lot of things. And I think paying attention to what's being built out on DeFi, in terms of DeFi on BTC, is a good play, mostly because, first of all, obviously it's BTC, but then also it's like it's the epitome of autonomy. And everybody here knows, that's known me long enough, all about autonomy, all about that cypherpunk foundation, and there's a lot of development going in a direction to where it will be that cypherpunk autonomy, unstoppable movement. So just kind of familiarize yourself with some of these developments that are going on like that. Got anything to say to that, all things?
Yeah, I'm as the name suggests, I'm a big ETH guy. So I've been all things EVM. I just changed my name to that, and with getting involved with Elephant on BSC. So I totally agree with you that there's plenty of opportunity to do some DeFi, and just getting started with BTC. Lots going on over there. We had the BRC20 stuff going on, and then ordinals and all kinds of NFTs earlier in the fall. I know a lot of guys that made a lot of money over there, but it's definitely early, and so there's a lot of risk there too. So just be careful with what you do. I grab yourself a wallet, check it out, learn about it. Don't invest anything you're not willing to lose. I know fees are a little higher over there, so be careful with that as well. But I'm a big EVM guy in general, so I'm gonna be sticking here for the most part. Though I am put my fingers on the bleeding edge of DeFi wherever it's at.
I'm glad you said that, because that brings me back to the original point of why I even brought it up, in terms of the mempool, and in terms of just kind of setting up the stage for yourself before, kind of seeing what kind of play you're trying to make, and setting up the stage for how you're going to play that out in terms of network congestion, or possible network congestion, when you start seeing things actually start moving, right? And on networks like ETH and Bitcoin, you really need to be in the mindset of kind of setting it up like a chess move, and being prepared to take action once things start moving. And like all things just said, you want to kind of set yourself up from a standpoint of OPSEC, operational security, where you have a dummy wallet, you're testing things out. All of this that we're doing in this space is all testing. So sometimes you're testing things out, just like for me, I was fortunate enough to be aware of bitmaps when it was still minting. Got a ton of them just because I was testing it out, and I didn't know where that was going. It turned out to be a phenomenon that made me happy. But I didn't put myself in a position where it would have sunk my ship, just because I wanted to test it out and get some exposure. So always move. I suggest, at least, always move in that kind of a manner where you're just you have risk capital, and you're just putting risk capital to work. Because if something happens, it's no big deal. It's just cost of doing business, and cost of testing out expansion, basically.
Yeah, that's my strategy too, Native. I've got a couple wallets that are, farming airdrops and just kind of exploring, if you will, the edges of whatever's new, and follow a bunch of influencers on Discord, as well as TC and Telegram or X, and just want to make sure you're not missing out on some of those possibilities if you're into that sort of thing. But I definitely have a separate wallet that has all my elephant in it, all my ETH, all my kind of solid plays that I will be holding for quite some time.
100%. And to anyone who's just joining the conversation and double checking and figuring out if wait, am I in the right space? Yes, you are in the right space. We're just kind of talking about different ways to be able to get your weight up a little bit, and take advantage of some opportunities, and bring that back home to the community cooperative, because that's another way that we help ourselves grow.
Yeah, if you want to know any more about that stuff, I don't want to talk about it too much more on this spaces, but feel free to reach out to me on X or in the Telegram, and I'd be happy to share whoever I follow, or if you want to follow me just to be up to date on some of that new stuff. I mean, I follow Native as well. He's probably even more bleeding edge than I am.
Yeah, and you guys are talking about our Twitter spaces. It isn't always about, we do talk a lot about elephant, but we know people are in other aspects of crypto, whether you are brand new to crypto, but a lot of people are that probably listen or not. They've been through crypto, so they're familiar with what's going on. And we don't always keep it 100% elephant. We know, you like to dabble in other spaces out there, and we don't mind talking about some things here and there. And we just hope you bring some of the profits back to elephant. But my question when listening to you guys talk is, where do you, it's not just when people are out there doing their own research, what is your best suggestion for doing your own research? I mean, it's not anymore like you just go to the white paper and figure it out. What do you guys do to find the best research out there, so you're not going to get scammed, or the best way possible to keep yourself finding something that's decent and not bad?
Yeah, 100%. It's tough, man. It's when you're out there and you're testing out stuff there, you don't know if it's going to be a rug or if it's going to, be a slam dunk. So you just gotta, set up your dummy wallet, set up your I call them runners, and you just put a little bit of assets in them and follow narratives. I follow a couple guys on X. I'm in a couple smaller communities over there, Discord communities as well. Get invites. I mean, just put yourself out there. I mean, get on some spaces. Make your name known, and you get invites to these things. So, if you're new to this space, I recommend just getting involved and participating in Discords, replying to top influencers in X, and just start making some noise, and people start wanted to have you around if you're not too annoying. So keep it, serve people. That's what I really like to focus on. As an influencer myself, I just want to be here to serve others. And so, like I said earlier, like if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I love pointing people in directions that I've followed, but also, like to share other influencers that I find value in. And typically, you get to know who's got the good alpha, and who's just trying to talk the talk. And it doesn't take long to figure that out. Typically, sometimes you lose a little in the process, but if you find the guys that you really trust and get friendly with them, and then serve their communities, or them in particular, do some research for them, whatever, then you start to get some advantages in this market.
100%. 100%. Everything that he just said. As a matter of fact, that's also why I follow you, brother. He's a great resource, and there's so many great resources out there. And it's like they say, your network is your net worth. So, like you said, rubbing elbows with people who are on cutting edge, taking risks, trying things out, punching buttons. And yeah, that obviously starts on X, because that's where all of our people are, for the most part, X and TikTok. So TikTok's where you find a lot of really cutting edge stuff, right? But before you even get to TikTok, you've already kind of like sniffed out if there is a functioning, hyped up community, because that's the bellwether right there. That kind of lets you know that something's shaking, in this so-called movement, right? Especially when you're talking about something like memes and stuff like that. There was obviously a time, not even a handful of years ago, that people just, really snooted their nose at memes and stuff like that. I never really been that kind of guy, but that's just my personality, right? Because I've always been attracted to the meme culture because, like, I got a dark sense of humor. I'm just a wacky type of dude anyway. But I got it. I got it on general principle. And I understood it's not something to be taken super serious or anything like that. These things are, a collective of people with, standing together for like some kind of, humor or some kind of, So for instance, like you can see from the community, or you can just feel it from, it just connecting with you and be like, oh man, I like this, right? So like years ago there was this thing, and this they're still around. What is it? Chads, right? And now that's like, it's like a term that we use in this space, right? But like when Chads first came out or whatever, I just went to the website and just like started doing like digging around and stuff. Because like even when I start digging around, I'm on a whole separate computer. I'm on, like I'm not even going to the websites on my regular computer that I actually like use as my portfolio and this and that, right? So like I'm again OPSEC, right? And I go to the website and it's like Beavis and Butthead themed and this and that. It just spoke to me. I was like, dude, this is cool. So then I was like, hey, man, I support it. So I got some. Later on, that thing mooned. So you just never really know. Like even just recently, like there's this, which, some of y'all might be aware of it, some might not be. But there's this meme that just came out, Anita Wynn, right? And the narrative around it was tied to some really powerful, things that I just found. The connection was there, the community was there, this and that, and I said, okay, well, shit, like, I think I can get with this one. Let me put my foot in here. I did, and it did pretty well. And then there's other ones you try, and they're not anything, right? But you tend to get a sense of like how to play it, right? And what markers you want to look at. Okay, once it hits 1 million market cap, then I'm double checking and seeing what makes sense on the chart. Is it on the 1 hour? Is it on the 4 hour? Is it on the and I'm just kind of looking at things from different angles, different eyes, and different, looking at the sentiment in the community, looking at their strategies. Are people just like, is the community taking hold of the project, so to speak? Are they like just randomly like making memes and making videos and making TikToks and like randomly jumping in the car and driving to Vegas and getting stuff on billboards, and like this type of stuff happens in these communities. Like they just take it and they just run with it. And that's the kind of communities that's the kind of stuff that you want to see inside these communities. Ours as well. So yeah.
Gotcha. That's always good advice, especially when people are trying to get into something new and they got to do a lot of research and stuff like that. Could be cutthroat out there. You never know what you're running into, whether it's good or bad, and you just gotta. And then you try to do it as fast as you can, because you don't want to. If you take too long to do research, you feel like you might have missed out on some profits. So it's almost like a speed thing, but you got to be careful, kind of thing. You can't go too quick, but if you don't go fast enough, you might miss out on some stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it is a speed thing, but definitely like take your time and just separate your operational, like the way that you are operating. Like one, the left hand doesn't need to know what the right hand is doing. Like your left hand is your long-term plays and your stable, secure stuff like elephant. And maybe in the right hand is a whole different computer, a whole different phone, whatever, like a whole different setup where you take tries, you take risks, and you check certain things out and whatnot. And if it plays out, then you just, transfer that to a more secure location. So, yeah, and obviously all of this is with the anticipation of you bringing those gains back to further build that wealth inside of a system that you already know is tried and proven that when you put it in there and you play the game, you're gonna make more of what you put in. to put it simply, right? So that's why you bring the gains back. It doesn't make sense not to bring the gains back.
And you're bringing it back to a place you know is going to be here. You might have got lucky. Say you got into something that ended up getting rugged down the road, but you were in and out fast. Congrats to you if you made any money on it. But at least you know if you needed to park it somewhere till you want to go play around again, you have a spot for it to be, and probably earn some yield on it too by just keeping it in elephant until you're ready to make another move. So at least you know we are going to be here long term, no matter what.
100%. Always get back to safety.
That's right.
And even in terms of the innovation that's continuously happening in Elephant, and how BT is continuously building and working on things in Elephant, and making everything just run so smoothly, to where you have literally like multiple easy buttons of how to generate generational wealth. You really want to be able to seize the opportunities that we're in right now. Like we started this conversation off with the NFTs. There is like a time clock, and that time clock is similar to what we see in the rounds in the NFTs. It's similar to what we see in the bell curve that we're in terms of our trajectory for our underlying token. All the way down to the market, basic market analysis, and looking at, what season or micro season we're in. There is a season, because, to go back a little bit, like they used to say, we're going to go back a little bit and remember that even Doge was kind of like a symbol of bulls are coming, in the beginning, right? And so still, that's kind of what we see with these different micro seasons. Like, okay, we get a little meme season, then we get, so all these different narratives start to come through. And they're like micro seasons that hint towards bulls on the way. And if you pay attention to some of these different suggestions that the market's making, then you can kind of position yourself and get in front of the money.
Yeah, that's actually really, really true. And you might not think of it that way. A lot of people don't, that there are some micro seasons out there, and there are little bitty signs. And if you're really focused on it, you can see them coming, and you can actually prepare yourself and put yourself in position to take advantage of, even if it's just a micro or it leads into something even bigger. You will be ready if you are actually doing some good research and paying attention to what it's telling you is coming.
100%.
Let me see here. Native, I'm gonna let you pick the NFT winner. We don't have many on today, but since you came on, you might as well I'm gonna look around if you want and see what
yeah, sure. I'm gonna check the let me see. Check the comments.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There are some
comments. Everyone in the comments is saying
there we go.
They're saying they couldn't hear us, and this was a little while ago. I hope they can hear us now, because I think we actually just went through some serious alpha just now. So hopefully everybody could hear us. But
really? Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
20. I saw Moneyman said he couldn't hear anything. It's now 20 minutes past. Sometimes you have to actually log out and log back in, because I heard you guys, so I know it was working. And Josie probably would have jumped on and said something if it didn't. So that's weird that people were saying no audio the first 20. I know mine seemed to go out for a sec, but I thought it was just my Wi-Fi. But ETH was still talking, so I figured it was still going good. I guess we'll have to play back the recording and see how it sounded.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I can tell that one person did hear us. SP215 left a comment asking to kind of like go a little bit deeper into some of the tools I was suggesting and whatnot. So I can tell that that they actually was listening and heard. So Let's give it to them.
SP?
SP215. Can you raise your hand or show yourself? Looking for you here.
Yeah. Give a little response that you're still listening. Response. Or that you can hear us now. He probably can't hear us now and everybody else can.
Right. It'll always be something like that.
There is a guy. I see somebody on here that logs in every week. And it's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks that I keep seeing him. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make sure he catches one of these times. So I'm not going to say who, just to make sure they're on next week. And I was trying to look on their Twitter and see what they do and see what else they post and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, if I can't track down SP215, then definitely feel free to do that then.
Amen. Oops, sorry. I hit the mute button accidentally. Have I sounded all right the whole time or no?
I heard you the whole time.
Okay, good. I see SP215 is trying to connect. Gotta love this Twitter thing. Technology. I can't get it right.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, SP.
SP, you are now a speaker.
You get to speak.
Yeah, unmute yourself and you can jump in. Love these Wednesday shenanigans that we have.
They are shenanigans. So here's the thing that I've learned from being on 1,000 spaces. Sometimes you have to drop down and then just request to come back up, and it'll reset your the whole situation with everything being muted and all of that. And then other times it's kind of like back in the day where you have to pull the cartridge out and blow in it and put it back in. So you have to just jump all the way out. You have to just jump all the way out of the spaces and just come back in, and it'll be all good. So I decided to watch. So they have that new TV show Ted. You know, the bear from the guy from Family Guy. Yeah.
The very first episode, they're playing a game, and he had to take the cartridge out. And he's like, "No, you got to blow on it, otherwise it won't work." And that was hilarious that you said that.
Somebody posted something on X the other day. It was like, if you know what this is, then you know what's up, right? And it was just like a picture of pogs, a bunch of pogs.
Oh my goodness! I'm glad I never got into those. Oh jeez.
Man. So SP, if you can hear us, drop down and see if you can come back up, so that way we can reset you and just make sure we can contact you on Telegram, because you may not be SP215 on Telegram, and we want to make sure that you get this NFT.
Yeah, definitely. And have you I didn't talk to BT yesterday. I was off work, so I didn't really say anything to him. I don't know if you've had a chance to chat with him a little bit, see how he's been coding up the V8 at all, if you've heard anything or anything.
Yeah, he seems like he's been nose to the grindstone. And you know how the herd knows how it is when he goes silent. He's like super focused when he goes silent. So
right. He's got all those Chinese takeout boxes all over the table.
Yeah.
Putting away.
That's where he's at now. You know, and shout out to BT for having an office space, and you know, it's a huge. I mean, coming from somebody who like works from home, it can be a gift and a curse. Like, you know, you can't shut off the home life and all of that. It's like in the background. So it's like there's something to having an actual like location to go to where you can block out everything else. And it doesn't have to be centralized around everything else going on in your life, you know. So that's huge, and it just makes things more effective, you know.
Especially when you're coding. It's not like you're just writing an email and you need to focus on it. It's like he's coding something that's going to affect everybody and has to be verified, audited, you know, all that kind of crazy stuff that you need to do. And sometimes you need that perfect workspace to work and do it all.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So Ed, do you want to reach out to SP in private DM and just make sure you get their specific information so that we can?
Yeah, I will. We'll give it to him and see what happens. And I'll send him a message and say, hey, whatever you are on Twitter, let me know, and get his information and his wallet address and all that kind of good stuff.
Perfect. So before we end up in our last our final 10 minutes or whatnot, let's kind of breeze through this this future change and just go ahead and communicate, or I guess just hit the nail on the head there, and just kind of like throw around how exciting it is to continue to move closer and closer towards our network autonomy, and closer and closer towards longevity and stability, and to be able to have the ecosystem respond to your individual needs, because that's essentially what we're doing, and what's happening as it relates to futures is to have it reflected to what you specifically are needing, and what your specific directives and strategy is, and that way you get what you put in, and it'll be healthier for the ecosystem in the long run as well. SP, I think I just heard you speaking, so yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and unmute yourself, SP.
Okay, can you hear me?
There you go. Yeah,
there you go.
Oh my God. It always happens. The one time you get picked for something, you're having computer issues. But anyway, I'm so excited and so thankful for you guys and what you do. And Elephant is just the most amazing project ever. Yeah, it deserves it, that's for sure. Okay, I'll let you guys.
Thank you for being part of it.
Thank you.
So tell us what's your name? Where you actually listening?
Actually, I'm a female. I live in North Carolina, actually, because of scams that happened in California. So we had to move, and so here we are in North Carolina, but it's a lovely place.
Yeah, I've heard it is.
I just wanted to say I'm glad that we can be a part of your comeback story.
Yeah, that's I'm so hoping that will be the case. I'm thrilled to have this possibility, because I don't honestly know anywhere else that you have that chance.
Oh yeah. Well, you've got a community that is strong. Many of us are OGs. We've been around the block, and we are good people, and we are willing your success into existence. Okay.
Got it. And I thank you so much.
And SP, you're on our Telegram?
Yes.
Okay, good. If you want to contact me on there, just choose one of my posts in the main chat and just click on that. This way you know for sure you're contacting the real me, and send me a message, and I'll make sure that we get your whatever wallet address you want the NFT to go to.
Sure, we'll definitely do.
And enjoy it, stake it, enjoy it, and earn those rewards, earn that yield.
I'm staking it the second I get it.
That's awesome. All right, Native. Let's see if we can wrap up in about 6 minutes, so it doesn't wrap us up instead. And anything you want to continue to say about the futures part?
No, that was essentially what I wanted to say. I mean, it's he kind of put out the droplets of what we can expect, and obviously there's nothing to be worried about there. It's all for the betterment, so yeah, super excited. Obviously it's like we said earlier, seasons for everything. So right now we're in the season of the NFTs and elephants, trying to get in position and get where you want to be and whatnot. And the time where you need to leverage and lean on futures, you'll know it when you see it. So build that up. Now's the time to build that up. DCA, baby. That's all I got to
Yeah.
say.
DCA, get those NFTs. Follow our pin messages on Telegram. You can follow Elephant Money on Medium for our press releases. But usually BT always pops something on the Telegram as far as pins messages, just to give you updates or just give you some positivity or just to give you just a little hello, which you don't usually get in a lot of protocols out there in ecosystems. You don't get the dev or the founder coming in very often saying anything to you. So it's good to always hear from him whenever he can. The only time you usually don't hear from him is when he's, sitting at his computer coding away. But he is always saying hi.
Absolutely. So yeah, forwarding maximum peace and prosperity to the whole herd. We love y'all, and let's get these gains. Long live the herd.
Real quick, guys, before I go, I did see that BT just dropped a message in the Telegram that he'd like to do an AMA, a voice call in the Telegram on Thursday. It looks
can you
like.
guys still hear me?
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry about the delay. I'm at work and the boss came walking up right behind me. So
All good.
it's like,
all good.
I gotta get out of here.
Things was all good. Yeah, no, all things was just saying that that BT just dropped a message saying he's gonna do an AMA on Thursday. So bullish.
Oh, in the Telegram?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that piggybacks off of what we were just saying.